a 34-year-old man last night. There was a mental health call. A man, they were worried about self-harm, so police were called to the Knights Inn, 4000 block of East Houston Street. 3 police officers, they find a man with a knife. He apparently threatens the officers and was coming at them with the knife, so they shot him and they killed him. Mr. T, you and I have been talking. I'm just wondering out loud here, would it have been possible to tase him and not shoot and kill him?
Yes.
Is that a fair question?
It's a very fair question, especially with 3 officers on the scene. You would think if you hit a guy with 3 tasers, it would take him down a lot faster than would just one. I just don't know. I've never been in that situation where I have somebody, charging at me with a knife. I don't know how I would react, but if you have tasers, I just don't understand why that wasn't the first line of defense.
Yeah, you'd think that would be an option. I'm not sure if every SAPD officer is armed with a taser. I know that there's been studies showing that there are failures with tasers being effective in disabling a potential attacker. Depends on what clothing they're wearing. If they're wearing thick clothing, it may not be able to penetrate and have the desired effect. So I think there's a lot of different issues involved when it comes to tasers, but it is just all around an unfortunate incident.
Yeah, and again, we are huge supporters of law enforcement. I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm criticizing here. Obviously, we weren't there. Charity brings up a very valid point. Tasers might not be effective, but we've seen stories like this before, Mr. T, that make you question, was lethal force necessary? Granted, and we go back to, it's when an officer is in fear for their own life, and I get it, and they've got to protect themselves, but I just wish, and clearly this guy had mental health issues. That's why police were called. He was going through a thing, clearly, and he was dangerous with the knife, dangerous to himself and others and other civilians who might have been there. But I just, I wonder if there's a non-lethal way to neutralize someone in a situation like this.
And it could be that I just watch too many crime shows, because I'm thinking if a taser's not going to work, then how about pepper spray or something, where you get him disoriented, then you can maybe get the knife away from him. Once again, I don't know what I would do in that situation, so I'm just guessing as well.
Yeah, and what came to mind as well is why not shoot to kill, but shoot at the limbs or something, just to disarm him. Again, everyone's hindsight is 20/20 in these situations. So.
I've often thought about the shoot at the limbs kind of a thing, and I've heard some people say the reason that does not happen is that person could then sue the city of San Antonio, who employs the San Antonio Police Department, and one way to make sure that a lawsuit like that doesn't happen is take the guy all the way out, which was the case last night.
And I know you're trained to fire at the torso, take him down. Take him down any way, you can, but you fire at the torso, you take him down. So firing at, my wife always asks me all the time, why did you shoot the gun out of his hand? Cindy, you watch too many
very good shot.
Too many Westerns, that doesn't happen.
Well, hopefully we'll get some answers to these questions, because obviously this is an active investigation. You have 3 SAPD officers on administrative duty right now.
Yeah, and obviously we weren't there, and we were just talking about it off the air and just wanted to bring you into the discussion we were having. And I while we continue to fully support the San Antonio Police Department and all members of law enforcement, it is just a question that we as civilians ask.